When we talk about aging, it's always important to see how aging is defined. Traditionally, aging is defined by several measures. One of the measures is median age. This is the age which splits population by two halves. One half of population is below this age, another half population is older than this age. And the growth of median age usually would correspond to population aging. Second measure is proportion of people at older ages. With the growth of proportion of people at growth ages, we are also talking about aging. However, how do we define older people? And that's a key issue. Who is old? Is a person, say, 60-year-old considered to be old? Well, probably not really these days, because these days, especially in Western countries, probably 90, even more % of, for example, male would survive until their 60th birthday. However, if we look 200 years ago, only 20%, 25% would survive until age 60. So probably today, person 60 years old would not be considered really old. He would be considered probably middle-aged, while 200 years ago, the person would be very old. So why the same person of the same age is considered not old today and old several hundred years ago? The issue is that we are not looking at life expectancy, and life expectancy is a key issue. We have always relate age towards life expectancy. So actually that's what we did with my colleague Warren Sanderson. We introduced a new measures of age, and new measures which are standardized and take into account life expectancy. We call age prospective age. And when we use this definition of age, the whole aging looks very different. So we are not anymore looking at an exact age, say 60, proportion of population above age 60. But this border, this threshold is moving. So the higher is life expectancy, the higher is this threshold. So, for example, the person who was 65 years old, say in the 70s, would have remaining years of life 15 years still to live. Today, this person will be 70 years old, who had this 15 years of life to live. So, which means to a certain extent these people are similar. And if we take this sort of changing proportion which would depend also on life expectancy and the changing threshold who is considered to be old, then the whole aging looks very different. And in many European countries, many countries with high life expectancy, instead of having aging, instead of increase in median age or in proportion of older people, actually this proportion is coming down. So there is no aging if we take into account, at least was not observed that much, if we take into account the lengthening life expectancy. And another important measure of aging is dependency, so-called old age dependency ratio, where we relate people in the older ages to working age population. This is a traditional measure, and it also always grows in developed countries with high life expectancy. However, do all people above certain threshold are dependent? This is not actually true, because some people are dependent, some people are sick or disabled, but not everyone. Some people need help, but some people even above age 65 can provide help. The same is valid for people below age 65. Not everyone is healthy. So some people are already disabled and or have severe activity limitations. So again, we introduced another measure of dependency, which we call adult disability dependency ratio, where we relate all disabled people above age 20 to all people who can provide care, who are not disabled above age 20. And when we calculate this ratio, we also observed that in fact this ratio doesn't really grow that much as traditional dependency, old age dependency ratio grows. So which means from sort of health perspective, the situation related to aging is also not so bad, and maybe we somewhat exaggerate the issues related to aging.